All right, welcome back to Blue by 90. I am Justin, joined by Jack today. Kaylin is sleeping, and it is about midnight on the 3rd. We're recording this after the Michigan-Iowa game. We were at the game today. First of all, 9 p.m. midweek games can get the fuck out of here. That's first and foremost.
Yeah, maybe if we were still in college and it was like, hey, let's go to the game and then let's go to Skeeps afterwards. Maybe we'll go to Cantina. Continue the party. But I've got to be up in 4 hours. Not so fun. Not so fun
It's
anymore.
not as fun when you have to be an adult and do adult things, which I don't recommend. I'll be honest, for anybody. I mean, it's for the birds. It's very much overrated. But I like 9 p.m. games should be illegal. They used to have the Big Ten network games that were 6 p.m. and 8 p.m., which were fine. I mean, at least that's doable to get home, leave Crisler at 10 o'clock. I don't know. That's normal. But when you're leaving Crisler at 11:15, getting home 11:45, everyone's like, oh, where are the fans? Where are the fans? It's fucking 11 o'clock. Like, if I was obviously we're adults, but neither of us have kids. If I was a full-grown adult with kids, there's not a chance I'm awake.
You sound so fucking old right now.
I know. It's not like listen, I did have beers. I had drinks at the game. Shh, don't tell anybody. Don't tell anybody how we did that. But I had my drinks midweek. I enjoyed them. I had, it's a Thursday. I did it. I'm feeling great. We're recording this at midnight. But I'm just saying, it's annoying. Anyways, I think I'm really just annoyed at how Michigan played tonight too. I'm already kind of on one. I don't know. Were you just as frustrated as me? I know we sat next to each other watching the game, but that was just frustrating to watch.
Yeah, there were parts for sure, and I try to, hear the negatives, some of the positives here. Try to keep it positive, but
all right.
We talked about on the way back to the car. It was the timely turnovers that Michigan had that I feel like was really the most frustrating thing. I mean, what was that dude's name? Bohannon and
Keegan Murray.
I mean, they were just hitting shots that you can't stop. I mean, they got a hand in their face, and they're hitting everything. So for me, it's like I'm not going to get frustrated over something like that. But the costly turnovers, that frustrates me. The referees not giving Michigan any calls and giving Iowa everything is frustrating to me. There were a couple times where you and I are both talking. It looked like the Michigan's offense was kind of stagnant, standing around. That was frustrating to me. But
sorry to interrupt, but the one time that you're talking about the offense being stagnant, I think it was Musa was in the corner, and Musa is right within the 3-point line, but he has kind of nowhere to go. He settles for a 15-foot jumper from the corner, which I'm sorry, I like Musa's offense. That's not a high percentage shot for anybody, let alone Musa Diabate. But the problem isn't as much his shot. It's that there were 4 other guys out there just standing around, not trying to cut to the hoop, move, trying to get open at all. So that's why he's forced to take that shot. Now, it rims out or whatever it did, but man, it just feels like there are times with it when this offense clicks, and then there are times where this offense looks like it's just blah. It's about as blah as it can get.
Yeah, and there should never be a time in any game that Michigan plays that Musa's 10, 15 feet from the basket and the rest of the offense is standing around.
Right. You should try to bail him out.
Right. You don't want Musa going ISO 10 to 15 feet from the basket. Now, if he's in the post, I get it, but still, you got to try to at least move around the perimeter just in case he gets double teamed, you can get an open shot. I I don't know. Like, it was almost like there was like, hey, let's just like not do shit for the next 2 minutes, and then like we'll have a game plan after that.
Yeah, I mean, I get it. Their legs are gonna be tired, right? They've played, how many games in 5 days or whatever it is, 3 games in 5 days. I get it, but it's not like that's the first time we've seen that all year. Obviously, I think tonight just kind of wasn't their night. Unfortunately, it wasn't Michigan's night because they had good looks early and they just weren't falling. And then that put them behind early, and they were playing catch up all game. But going back to what you said about Bohannon and Keegan Murray, obviously we watched them hit those shots, but then I look back at their stats just now. Keegan Murray 4 for 4 from 3, and Bohannon 5 for 7 from 3. It's like, okay, when their top 2 scorers are going 9 for 11 from 3, it's like, what are you gonna do there?
Well, and that Chris Murray dude was 9 for 11 from the field and 1 of 2 from 3.
He
had
so
19.
Then their big dude, but that's also like, hey, their big dude is not nearly as big as Dickinson. Hunter, let's play some D, right? And I think he was one-on-one with Musa a decent amount too, but like, I'm just like, man, I will say I love Phil Martelli, but they haven't played a lick of defense since Juwan has left.
And I do want to give Michigan the benefit of the doubt tonight, because there were plenty of times where we were watching Michigan play defense and they're getting called for a foul, for doing nothing, for playing defense, literally.
Yeah.
When Devontae Jones got called for a foul and he was literally just like, he was like this.
They were just like bumping each other. Yeah.
Bumping each other. And the shooters creating the contact, and Devontae gets called for the foul. I mean, Iowa had the refs in their back pocket all game. That doesn't help anything. Iowa, yeah, they were the better team. I mean, we just rattled off those stats. When guys are shooting 4 of 4 from 3, 5 of 7 from 3, 9 of 11 from the field, I mean, the ball was just falling in the right places for Iowa tonight.
And it wasn't falling for Michigan. I mean, you look at Diabate. Diabate went 2 for 9, and it ends with 4 points. I think you have to get Diabate into double digits for Michigan to win regularly. And when you're 2 of 9, I mean, I don't think it was all bad shots. I think it was just a couple bad bounces here and there. But then also, the guy that it's either if Michigan wins, he plays well, and if Michigan loses, he doesn't, and it's Caleb Houston. And today he didn't play that well. He went 4 for 12 from the field and 2 for 6 from 3. And, there's just a big difference from when Caleb Houston scores 17 points and goes 3 for 4 from 3 to what he did today. And honestly, I love the fact that he shot 6 threes, but also had, drove to the lane and had 6 other shots that he put up as well. I think that's good for his future. But there's just a very big difference in how this team plays when he is on versus when he is off.
Yeah, and I think we can put Hunter in that same boat too, because when they lost to, Illinois?
Yeah.
And Hunter went like pretty similar stat line, maybe 3 of 14 or something like that. And when you got a guy taking that many shots and making so little, like that's 8 shots that he missed, and you can't expect him to make all 8 of those. Let's say instead he goes 7 of 12 from the field. That's still 3 shots that you're taking and missing that could be other opportunities for other guys. And we can say that from Musa tonight too. I mean, but Caleb Houston was the second leading shot taker for Michigan tonight, and he made 25%. No, 33% of his field goals.
Math is hard.
Yes, math is hard. Math is hard. I can't even defend myself right now.
I know. You want to know who I do want to highlight, and it's perfect that it's on senior night, but Eli Brooks came out, 17 points on 7 for 11 shooting and 3 for 7 from 3. Honestly, this was the night that it felt like Eli finally was like, holy shit, nobody else is going to do this, so I'm just going to have to shoot. I wish that we would have seen that Eli all year long, and I think this team would be different. But, like, he's been hesitant to pull the trigger all year. Finally, tonight, he was just like, all right, yep, like, I'm going to just, even if I've got a hand in my face, I'm going to pull that shot. I love that. And I think he should keep doing that, man. Like, I don't know. Sometimes he's, like, thinking too much about how to get everybody involved and how to run the play, and I want him to just – shoot the freaking ball.
Yeah, no, I agree with you. And, you know, I do think that, like, tonight you could tell a difference. He was kind of more on attack mode than he typically is for most games. Where for you, like, maybe he's in his head a little bit about getting the ball out or making sure guys are getting the right shots. And it's not like when we say that, it's not the same as like when Brandon Johns is in his head. Like, Eli still looks confident when he's out on the floor. But it finally felt tonight like he was like, yeah, I'm the go-to guy. I'm going to go get some buckets. And even when he's, you know, not taking a bunch of shots in the other games, he's just passing the ball around. When he does take shots, they're good looks. And, you know, I would like for Eli to shoot, you know, more and, you know, be a little more aggressive on the offensive end. Because even when Eli's aggressive, like tonight, like he's still getting other people the ball. He's still moving around the floor and creating space and all that stuff for other guys. So I like when Eli can attack like that. I loved the way they played, other than the fact that just shots weren't going down. Even Caleb, I liked that he was a little bit more aggressive, getting down to the paint. And, you know, I'd like for him to play more like that, except make the shots.
Yeah.
I don't know. Honestly, I like the way that Michigan played tonight. Other than, you know, what we said in the beginning,
they just didn't go down.
Stagnant. I mean, yeah, they just didn't go down.
Sometimes shots just aren't going to go down, and obviously this team is like shown throughout the year that they aren't. You know, they're not a great shooting team, and so you can't just expect them to be, shooting. Like, I don't know, but I think the most frustrating thing to me, and this is what I said to you on the way out, was like, how do they go back and forth from being the team they were on Tuesday night against MSU to the team they are tonight? You know, I just don't understand it. It's like every other game. God forbid that they put 2 in a row together here down the stretch, but like as a fan, that's the most frustrating thing. When you see them play with the emotion that they did on Tuesday night, obviously it's MSU. But, like, it's fucking senior night, man. Like, play for your guys. You know, let's be real, and we'll talk about this in a second. There's a very real chance that we don't see Eli, Brandon Johns, Devontae Jones, Hunter Dickinson, Caleb Houston, and Moussa Diabate in a Michigan jersey next year. There's a chance. Like, I think
we do or we don't?
That we don't.
Oh, never mind. Sorry. So you're saying like all of them could be gone?
Yes, that's what I'm saying.
I thought you were saying like we're not going to see them play on the same team next year. I'm like, yeah, like they're leaving.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying is like it's senior night, so wouldn't you want to like, hey, let's play together one more time, possibly? You know, but it just feels like a lot of times they don't. There's just not that like oomph. There's not that like it factor. It feels like where they're like, hey, we want this that bad. They just don't. I don't feel like they have that. They have it sometimes, but they don't bring it every day.
Yeah, and I mean, I get it. I don't love it. I get it. I mean, you're coming off of a huge win against MSU, you know, just for Michigan, where they were at with everything going on. You know, Martelli's first game, second game?
Third.
Against MSU? Oh shit, it was his third game.
Yeah.
I mean, it's, you know how everybody says like for Michigan State's football season, like playing Michigan's their Super Bowl. I feel like that was Michigan basketball's Super Bowl of this season so far.
For sure.
You know, and after such an emotional game like that, a huge game from Hunter, and all the excitement that comes from that, that can be draining too. And, then you have Ohio State this weekend, who's another big rival. They're kind of moving up in the brackets, so they don't kind of feel like they're fighting to get into a tournament or something.
Dude, they are, though. I'm sorry. I was just about to say, where do we go from here? They're still very much fighting. I mean, their last 4 buys, I think
didn't they go up to like projected like 11 seed or something?
Yeah, but that's still bubble. Really? Lenardi, before the game.
I guess you have like the play-in.
Yeah, you have the play-in game. So right now they're on the last 4 buys. I think they go down probably to like the last team that's on the last 4 buys right now. And if you lose to Ohio State, they're going to be back on the play-in games. and then you're forced to, right now where they're at is they have to, in the Big Ten tournament, they're going to play Indiana is what they're projected to for the first game. Guess where Indiana is? Indiana right now is in a situation where it's the only shot that they get into the tournament is if they win like 2 or 3 games. So they're playing for their life. So now you put yourself into a situation where you go into the Big Ten tournament, you need a win, but you're playing a team that even needs a win even worse than you do. So like, dude, it just feels like they're backing themselves into this corner where I don't know, man. I don't know.
I agree.
I don't like where we're headed.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. At this point, you just got to hope they go out and handle business in Columbus.
Well, every other game, right?
Every other game. We're on track. We are on track. We said it last episode, right? Lost to Illinois or whoever the hell they played before Michigan State, and then they beat Michigan State. And I'm like, all right, we're probably going to lose to Iowa. They lost to Iowa, so now they're going to beat Ohio State. Lock it in.
There you go. So where do you go from here? You've got. I don't want to say it's a must win at Ohio State, but you have to play well. You have to come out and play well. And then that Big Ten tournament, I mean, I think you have to win at least one game. So I'll say if you lose to Ohio State, you've got to win 2 games in the tournament. If you beat Ohio State, you probably need to win 1 game. But where they're projected right now in the Big Ten tournament, guess what? You play Indiana. You want to know who's next on the bracket for them?
Wisconsin.
Right? So
I can agree with you there. I think they need to win, no matter how they do it. They need to win 2 more games. Whether it be Ohio State in the their first game in the Big Ten tournament or 2 games in the Big Ten tournament. I think you're pretty spot on there. They need to win 2 games.
I think the frustrating thing to me is like, this was a very winnable game. Yes, Iowa is 22-8. They're a really good ball club, and they've won now 5 in a row after beating Michigan. But like, this was like, all right, this should be a winnable game. You beat them on the road. You played well just now. Like, I felt like this was it. And I feel like it's not even a feel. It's pretty obvious. There have been way too many winnable games in this season that Michigan has lost. I know. I'm being very downer. I get it. I know. But I'm
trying to think back to like what games specifically.
I mean, you think it back to the UCF game. You think back to.
My brain doesn't go back that far. I got the long-term memory loss.
Seton Hall. The Minnesota game. Dude, Minnesota's like fucking the worst team in the Big Ten.
Just glancing at that, what does Michigan's average what is it? Margin of defeat, I guess I'm talking about. Like how many points are they losing by? When they lose games, like I feel like every time they lose a game, they're like blown out. It almost feels like. I mean, like that's how hot and cold they are. Like we were talking about earlier. Like it's like they're either winning by 20 or losing by 20.
Yeah, that's actually a good call out because, like, all right, so Today it was by 11. Illinois was by 8.
Illinois by 8, yeah.
Wisconsin's by 14. Ohio State's by 11. Purdue's by, that was actually a close game, by 6. MSU, the first one was by 15, 16. Illinois was by 15. Rutgers, yeah. I mean, you're not wrong. Like there have been
seems like there's like not, and that may be true for most games. Maybe it just seems more obvious for Michigan because we watch them so much. But it seems like they're always, it's always a double-digit point differential, no matter which way it's going.
We're close to it, like 8 or something like that. Yeah, I mean the only one possession loss they have all year is Seton Hall, which I know like one possession, you don't want to gauge it by that, but like that's like the only, I'd say, close game where it was like kind of down to the last like minute. Every other one of these games is like, they weren't really in it. They didn't have a shot to win it near the end. So
I hope somebody looks this up and they're like, these fucking idiots. Every team does that. The stats are here.
Yeah, maybe.
That's what I live for.
I don't know, but you're not wrong. I mean, the wins, the wins have been great. The losses have been really bad. That's what it's been this season. I mean,
I can't tell you how many times it's like Michigan wins like a big game or they like play really, really well. And I'm like, all right, this is where they do it. It's where they turn it around. And then it's like a game or two later, it's like, this is the same team? Like, who am I watching? And then 2 games later, it's like, all right, now here we go. They're back. Like, here we go. And then it's like 2 games after that. What's going on?
How many times has that happened this year? Because I like
at least 3.
It happened after the Purdue win at home. It happened after we dominated at Iowa. It happened after we beat Rutgers at home. Happened after
MSU.
the Michigan State win. Yeah. So like that's 4 in the last. that's 4 since February.
I can feel the anxiety building in my chest as we talk about this.
It happened when they won 3 in a row at Indiana Northwestern, and then versus Maryland. Like, it happened a lot.
That's wild.
Yeah, I mean the frustrating thing. So they've won multiple games in a row, just 1, 2, 3, 4 times this year. 2 of them were the first 2 games of the year. Then San Diego State and Nebraska. Then it was Maryland, Indiana, Northwestern in a row. Then Penn State, Purdue. And that's it. And they've just gone back and forth. And the crazy thing is they've only had consecutive losses once. So, like.
So they bounced back from a loss well.
Yeah, but they can't string together wins.
Yeah.
Tough.
Again, that just sets us up for another ass whooping for Ohio State. Not talk about football because we beat them in football. If you didn't know,
did we
beat them in football last year?
Oh,
so hopefully they get their ass whooped on Sunday.
I'm reminded of that every day.
It's beautiful. That's pretty.
It is pretty.
I got a new desk. So like I have my desk now is like it's like an L. And
like an L-shaped desk.
Yeah. Oh, it's awesome. Are you making fun of me? Or are you excited for me?
I'm excited for you, but you said it's like an L.
Dude, the amount of things that I have in my
really sure.
In what I like to call my corner office.
Okay.
I'd say 60% of it is being held together by zip ties. Like, dude, I went fucking nuts with zip ties today.
Dude, zip ties are the GOAT. That's all I use at tailgates too, and everything all of a sudden becomes super stable.
I mean, dude, like dumb shit. Like there's this little attachment that like brings like part of the desk a little bit higher, and I zip tied my Chromebook to it. Because I only use this for the podcast. Literally, it's zip tied on here.
You zip tied your computer to the desk.
That's zip tied. Like all the cords are zip tied. I zip tied my ring light that's supposed to stand on the ground to the ceiling. I zip tied my surge protector to the desk. I mean, there's zip ties everywhere. It's insane. I have a plate up here, zip tied to the can light that's right above my head because it's too bright and it doesn't look right. The amount of shit in this basement that's just zip tied. Like if Heather actually like looked and didn't like not give a shit about my part of the basement, she would probably kill me.
You said a plate is zip tied to the ceiling.
So like a paper plate. Not like fine china. This is art.
Ooh, I like it. Picasso.
What is that from?
I don't know. It's on TikTok.
Oh, these TikTokers.
I know.
Keeping us trendy.
Me and Nunez. I had to honor Nunez on senior night.
Shout out senior night. There you go.
Shout out Jaron Faltz too. Senior night, dude.
Yeah.
Senior night.
Yeah. Not a great singer, but we support you.
I love him. Listen, he held his own in the middle of crisis in Michigan basketball during COVID.
That's true.
He's like fucking his first start in his life and his biggest moment of his life was against Kofi Coburn, who's one of the largest human beings I've ever seen in my life. Yeah. And he was just like, they're just like, hey, Hunter's out. You have to go guard that guy. Oh, the guy that his arms are as big as your head. Go try and guard him, please.
Yeah, you're going to be an All-American tonight. No pressure.
Yeah.
God. Yeah, I do not envy that.
All right. Well, I need to go to bed. You need to go to bed.
I need to finish my no tie.
No tie. Oh, some late night no tie. Not bad. Shout out Dante Moore as well. Nice.
Oh, yeah. He was at the game.
Dante Moore's at the game. 5-star recruit with Samaj Morgan, I believe it is.
I want to say that's right.
Yeah. It's got to be close. Our boy Sharon Moore was there. Matt Weiss, Ron Bellamy, whole squad. So, yeah, we, dude, if Dante Moore comes.
I was telling you, and anybody that's listening this far into the episode, thank you. I'm shocked. This Alexgy, freshman guy that came in.
Censor yourself.
Kinky, I'm sorry. Dude, check out his highlights. Like, I'm actually about to go, like, turn them on right now.
You're turning on the orgy right now, late night?
Dude, exactly. That's what I'm saying. Perfect timing. Perfect timing. But, dude, this kid is, like, I mean, he looks like a friggin' linebacker or, like, running back or some shit, but he's, like, 6-something. Got a cannon for an arm. I was telling Roe at the game, I was like, he looks like Tyrod Taylor back in Vatek.
I've heard that he's a combo of Cam Newton and Pat Mahomes.
Dude, I heard he's is combo just 2 or is it any multiple?
Any multiple for sure.
Okay. He's a combo of not only Cam Newton and Pat Mahomes, but Joe Milton.
And Joe Milton.
And Joe Milton, most importantly.
Yeah. Wow. Okay. I mean, I don't know how you get better than that, really. Like,
really can't.
So why are people not talking about Alexgy for QB1 this year? Everyone's talking JJ versus Cade. Nobody's talking about Alexgy.
Davis Warren.
Warren as well, and Alan Bowman.
Yeah, 3-star. Speaking of Tyrod Taylor, he was previously committed to Vatek.
Tyrod Taylor. Oh, Orgy was?
Orgy was, yeah.
Huh. Is he a 3-star?
Yeah. 3-star QB, dude.
I mean,
slept on.
I'm pretty sure if you are still listening, that's got to be our guy this year, right?
Hell, he's our new Villari. Shout out Villari. Q's by 90.
Q's by 90. Dude, if Villari
is,
legitimately gets PT in a game this year, we're 100% driving to upstate New York.
Oh, for sure. I mean, he might be QB1. I have no idea what their quarterback room looks like or depth chart is, but dude, Villari's he's no joke. He can sling it. He's not just a running guy. Yeah, I mean, he probably had the best arm. I mean, outside of JJ, best arm. I'm gonna stop talking. I'm gonna stop while I'm behind. But Danny, he can sling it. Danny Dimes, he can.
Danny Dimes. You don't call him Danny Dimes for nothing.
Yeah.
All right. Well, before we go into too much of a rabbit hole, and thank you for listening this far, but we appreciate it. We will talk to you guys next week. We'll see what happens on Sunday with Ohio State. And then at that point, it's Big Ten tournament time. So we'll have some content there. Spring ball is still going on for football, and we'll have some baseball, softball coming up too. Softball,
big win today.
Number, what did you say, 17 Kentucky?
13.
13 Kentucky?
Michigan was ranked 19, and they shut out 13 Kentucky at Kentucky. Actually, like 4-0, 5-0, something like that.
I'm about to post this in the morning on Twitter. Kentucky's coach straight up gave a bottle of bourbon to Hutch on home.
I saw that.
That's the coolest thing ever.
That's awesome.
That is unreal. So
I like my bourbon too, man. I got to make a trip down to Kentucky sometime soon. I always forget that's like bourbon is. It can't be labeled bourbon unless it's made in Kentucky, right?
I don't know.
Is that the rule behind it? I think that's what the rule is or something.
What do you mean? Like why would that be a rule?
I don't know. I swear to God, it's a thing.
You think they can't?
Hold on. No, I don't think you can call it bourbon unless it's made in
Tennessee
Kentucky.
Whiskey and Kentucky bourbon.
Hold on.
Whiskey can
bourbon
be
must be made. Oh, maybe it's. Said bourbon must be made in the U.S.
Dude, this is the dumbest thing you've ever said.
No, dude, I swear I heard this. I'm not like this is not like I'm so serious.
Holy shit! There's no chance that this is real. And now whiskey can only be made in the U.S. That can't be real either. Like Irish whiskey, you think it isn't made in Ireland?
Okay, here we go. Per the American Bourbon Association, in order to be classified as bourbon, a whiskey needs to be distilled from a mixture of grains or mash that's at least that doesn't say anything about the U.S.
Stop it.
Fuck, dude. I'm gonna find this. I'm gonna find this. This is bothering me. I'm going down a bourbon rabbit hole now.
Well, Jack tries to find that out. If anybody can tell us anything that Jack's even remotely thinking of, which I'm pretty sure he's false on all of it. He's definitely wrong. But we appreciate you listening. Let us know what you think. You can follow us at BlueBy90 on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook. We're on the Amazing Brew YouTube channel.
I found it.
Go ahead.
I found it. So it's a thing, but it's not true, apparently. It says, you may have heard that in order to be a bourbon, the whiskey has to be from Kentucky. This is on a website, foodandwine.com, okay? Legitimate. That's not quite true. Bourbon can be made outside that state, but to be designated a Kentucky bourbon, the spirit has to be both distilled and aged in Kentucky.
Oh, so for it to be called a Kentucky bourbon, it has to be made in Kentucky. Fucking groundbreaking news.
Well, no, but that's what I'm saying is that's a thing. Like I'm not crazy. I heard this somewhere.
Next, you're gonna tell me that Florida oranges are made in Florida.
I fucking hate you. Now I feel dumb.
You should feel
dumb.
Just
end it.
You 100% should feel dumb. All right. Thank you all for listening, and go Blue.
Go Blue.